Well, after a couple of days of slumping around, I did finally get my mojo back today. It was a work day around here until the power went out. It was crazy. I started working so early this morning. I started stripping the sheets on the bed, and I thought, well, I'll get some wash done. And I was working around. I went outside into the shed, put the sheets in the washing machine, and as I went to push the button, the lights in the shed went out and the machine wouldn't go on, and I thought, oh no, I've blown a fuse. And I tried to go to the fuse box and see what was wrong. I went in the house. There were no lights in the house. The TV had gone off, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I got on my phone to call Colleen, and when I tried to call her, it said, call can't be completed. And I thought, what's going on? So I kind of wandered around here for a while, wondering what to do. And when all the lights are off, especially in the back of the house, the hillside is there, and it's dark in the bedroom. Well, sort of dark in the daytime. It's just not real bright because we back up to a hill in the back. And so I walked out the front and I walked down the driveway, and these three men up in a cherry picker coming up from the road down below are up at my height, up working on a pole, and they say, good morning. I said, oh my goodness, what happened? And they were trying to shout to me. I couldn't quite hear something about a line being off. But at that point, when I got up to Colleen's house, she came out. They're back, by the way. And she said, yep, our power's off too. So whether it was just us or whether it was this area, but I was able to use my phone. But Colleen said that there was a sort of a countrywide patchy outing of Verizon. She said, we're like off the grid. She said, I had some clients that I was going to do phone call therapy this morning with. I couldn't use my phone, couldn't use my Wi-Fi. Power's out. Strange, isn't it? It's a funny feeling. Now, actually, when I think about it, when we were kids, that's what life was like. We didn't have Wi-Fi. We didn't have phones like that. And of course, life was a lot simpler then. So was the world. It wasn't so complicated. But there's not much you can do when the power's off. And since we are all electric here, I couldn't use the stove. The refrigerator was off. So I couldn't make any breakfast. I was going to have Eggs Benedict. That'd be 2 mornings in a row. I'm sorry that I didn't film it for you, but I was so hungry as I was making it, I forgot to even put the camera on. But I did have some hollandaise sauce left over from yesterday, and of course I still have lots of eggs. And so I didn't have my breakfast, believe it or not, until 1 o'clock. And by that time, I was really hungry for some of Colleen's eggs on an English muffin. And this time, I did find a little of that had some thin sliced ham slices that I had picked up a couple of days ago at the market. So I put those on, and my eggs, my easy over eggs on some English muffins with the ham, and smothered it in the hollandaise sauce. So I haven't eaten since, and I probably won't eat until probably about 7 o'clock. But I think tonight I'm just going to heat up some chow mein, and that'll be it. But anyway, I did get some things done for the rest of the day. I did call Moosie and told him about it. He said, don't bother coming over. I said, well, I have things in the washer, but I don't have any sheets on my bed. My bed's, oh, by the way, in the middle of the power outage, you know how I have those electric beds with the everything goes up in the air. Well, when you change the sheets, you put the bed up, the front up way high and the feet up. And so that way you can get the sheets on. It's extra long twin. So Moosie has a twin right next to my twin. instead of one big long one, because he likes to put the back up at night. I don't. I like to lie flat. But so my bed was up in the air, and I couldn't even lie on the bed all morning long to do anything. So I came out here. I told you, I think, didn't I, that Shamu the cat has given up his perch on the top of the piano. And he now has taken over Moosie's red lounge chair that he loves and sits in the daytime. So I have a little thing on there. So I sat in that for a while until I could get some other work done. So I puttered around. Of course, I had to move all the things that were on Moosie's side of the bed. So I was trying to figure out where I was going to put some sweaters, but I realized that until I take out a lot of clothes from, and it does involve a little bit of purging, but I do have to take out some summer things. I did take out one of the air conditioners, the one that's right in here in this room, because even though it was a little warmer today, I'm not feeling the 89, 90 degree heat because I got so used to that 100 plus heat. I haven't had my air conditioners on in probably a week and a half, and I don't plan to use them anymore. So, well, I'm wondering if this light that I have on, because it is, well, it's 5:30 and we're losing the light outside. So I wonder, is this too bright or what? I guess I won't know until I put it up on YouTube. But I do have the lamp that I'm showing you that I bought at the thrift shop on. Do you see this lamp? Is this fantastic or what? I picked this up at the thrift shop, I guess last week. Maybe it was the week before. It's so heavy I could hardly lift it. It's a black iron mermaid lamp. Can you see it? On a base, and she's leaning back and she's holding up the globe. This is for my granddaughter, Ryan. She has her apartment. She's a senior in college now, and she has a roommate, and she and her roommate have been fixing up their apartment, and I thought, this is so her. Isn't it fabulous? I do have a ring light over there, but I didn't put it on because I wanted to see if this light would do. Maybe it's too bright. I don't know. But did you see my watch? In the meantime, when the power goes off, our connection to the alarm company, remember I told you Moosie wears that fall alert alarm around his neck when he's here. And it's connected to a little box that I have sort of hidden up there. It's not now because I had to talk to the lady on the phone all morning about it. But the power went out, and I guess they get alerted thinking something was wrong. And Moosie called and said, the alarm company just called me and wanted to know what was the matter. So he said, would you please call them? So I called them back. My phone works because I'm not Verizon. And I was able to talk to them about everything. And meanwhile, remember I told you in the last video that Moosie wanted me to wear the that alert button around that he hangs around his neck. Well, someone said it will interfere with your jewelry, and I thought about that too. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but I do remember that there were other things that came with all of this, and one of them was this wristband, which he never liked and wore, and it has a button right here, and it's the same as wearing this around your neck. If I push this button, this alarm will go off and it'll say, is everything all right? And then I will answer them and say, oh, I'm sorry, it was a mistake, I bumped it, or I've fallen. Now I can speak into this and they will hear me, whether I'm outside, it's in the vicinity of the house. Now, when I get in the car and go somewhere else, there's something else that you can wear. We keep that in the glove compartment box. But that's not the part I'm worried about. At least there would be people around, I would think, when I fell, if I fell. But here, being alone, all I have to do is push this, and this goes off, and they become alerted, and I can speak to them on this, or this, I believe. I could speak right into this. So my problem has been solved. Several people suggested that I buy one of those, I guess they're Apple phones that pretty much do the same thing. But I understand they're somewhere around $400 or something like that anyway. So I've just saved myself $400. So when all the 2 loads of wash were finished, and that didn't happen until probably an hour ago, I finally changed all the sheets. Now, what I washed was I have sheet protectors, waterproof sheet protectors on both beds, and I changed those, put those back on again. Now, I haven't done this on my own for a long time. Normally, I have Brendan or Shannon help me, or Colleen. But we had a problem with Harley today, by the way, and Colleen was at the office seeing clients all day, so I couldn't ask her to help me. So I did all this by myself today. That's why I say I did get my mojo back in getting some things done. I was definitely not a slug today. However, I'm worn out. So that's it. Moosie said, don't bother coming when I talked to him at 1 o'clock. He said, you know, he had a great day over yesterday. Our grandson Billy went back with his wife and 2 little girls, Hayden and Tegan, and they had brought a big poster that the girls had made, a big sign, "We love you, Moosie." They had written him letters, beautiful letters. In fact, I have a little video that I'm going to put on of Moosie reading the letters.
For white paper.
You write very, very well.
Thank you.
Dear Moose, I love you. This is how big my heart is for you. I could not see my life without you. Make me cry.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's my first time going to Disneyland. Look over there. It's my first time going to Disneyland.
And Billy brought a small television, and they wheeled Moosie in to, they have a large sort of an entertainment room, and it also is the dining room. They just put in some chairs and tables for meals for the people that want to eat in there. And Billy connected up this television, and he had brought some movies that he was showing, old home movies. And he was showing Moosie all these home movies that go back to the 80s and 90s, ones that I think they were his dad's, our oldest son, Bill. And there were movies of Moosie back in the 80s, and our grandson Billy as a little boy, some of our kids when they were younger with younger children. He saw so many home movies that Billy showed him, and he had a wonderful day. They stayed for 3 hours up there. So I wasn't there because I have another story. I thought I was coming down with something on Saturday. Actually, I did. It must have been a 24-hour thing, or my system was strong enough to knock it off. My throat had gotten kind of tickly, not sore, but maybe getting sore. And you know, I was trying to find old throat lozenges at night. When I went to bed, I thought maybe I had a little fever. I put winter jammies on, and I thought I felt snuffed up in my head. Back of my neck started hurt, and I thought, oh boy, I'm headed for something. Took an leave, and I sucked on one of these lozenges, and believe it or not, in the morning when I woke up, I was fine. That was yesterday. So I did not go to see Moosie yesterday, just in case I had something. I was even thinking of taking a COVID test, but today I'm fine too, and nothing ever happened. Matt said maybe it was just a little 24-hour thing, and your system, maybe all my omega-3 with my herring and sardines and all the crazy things I eat, That's Moosie's clock. I brought his bird clock in, and every hour it does a different bird. What is this, the owl? Might be. Anyway, the cat sits there right by it. I have it down by the end of the fireplace, and the cat hears that every hour. So between the cold and the semi little something, that the little grip that I had for 24 hours, thank God that went away, and got my mojo back. But I want to thank you all for all the comments that you made about inspiring me to know that the video that I put up about the silence being deafening in living alone, so many of you, so many of you told me your stories, and everyone said, oh, thank God, I'm not alone in this. It does happen to other people. The silence bothered everyone. And wow, so many women who have lost their husbands and have lived alone for 20 years, some more than that, some recent. Many women had lost their husbands and are living alone permanently, some getting along fine, many of you still feeling the effects of the silence and all kinds of feelings. And some of you, like me, who had hubbies that were in nursing homes or skilled nursing or hospitals for a temporary amount of time. Thank you for telling me your stories, and you have helped me as well. I don't have any clothes ready yet to show you. I do have a pile of sweaters right now. They're off the bed. They're right here now in the living room. You know, now I'm using the extra hospital bed that I have down in Moosie's world. We're not taking that down because we don't know exactly what his sleeping arrangements will be, because he'll still be in a collar when he comes home, and he might need the hospital bed for sleeping at night. By the way, I wanted to tell you about Harley. He wasn't feeling well. He was so excited when they came home yesterday. When they came up the driveway, every time I said, Colleen's coming home soon, every time I said that, he'd look down at the driveway at the gate. That dog is so smart. He recognizes Colleen's name and is looking for her. Well, he was so excited when they came home. He was fine. However, he did not eat his supper, and then Colleen said she was up with him most of the night. He was sick to his stomach, and his breathing was affected. And I wonder if he got into something. He was up on this hillside behind the house, way up high. Now, whether he found something up there or I don't know. But I'm hoping, she was thinking maybe they were going to have to take him to the vet. Now, they couldn't even get out the gate. We have an electric gate here when the power was off. So maybe he got a little bit better, but I haven't been able to talk to her on the phone. I think her phone just came back a little while ago, but she's busy with clients right now. So I'll let you know tomorrow how Harley is. I hope he's better. She, by the way, I don't know what's the matter with me. Colleen said, there's something going on in your head why you call Shamu a she and Harley a he when it's exactly the opposite. I don't know. I wanted to show you my garden outside. I have a little bit of fall decor out. I do have about 8 or 9 of these, but I have to wait till Aiden gets here to get them down from the rafters in the shed. But I do love my little witchy girl and my little scarecrow. And I did show you how pretty the garden is. I just love looking at it in the fall. And Chemu is in there too. They've been a lot of company this past week for me. And I love the colors in here. So many interesting flowers coming out in the cooler weather. The zinnias, I never knew this about zinnias, that they're more a fall flower, I guess. St. Francis is still holding court. Remember when Brendan and I planted these iris? They're all coming up. Moosie said they shouldn't be doing that. They should be dormant, but gosh, look at that one. Can't help it. I have these hiding in the patio because it was so hot that they did not like the heat a couple of weeks ago. A lot of you had said, why don't you get back to some of the rock painting and the pressed flower hobbies? My camel is finished, but as you know, or if you remember, I got hung up on the three wise men proportion of rocks. I will, but in the meantime, you know what? I have slugged off for too long, and there's a little bit of work that I have to do around here instead. I think I'll feel more comfortable doing some of my hobbies to help me with that silence and that little uneasiness of being alone here, living alone for a temporary time. But I do have some work to do so far as switching out the clothes, getting them ready for fall. This one is another Dubby shirt, and I just threw this one on today. I'm glad I had some clothes on when I walked out the door, because normally up here no one sees us. But there were those three men and those cherry pickers just right up here with us. So I at least had dressed before I went out to do the laundry, thank heavens. So I think this video has turned out to be so long with my idle chatting here. I think I have one other thing I wanted to show you, that the day I picked up this beautiful lamp that's lighting up my camera here. One of my favorite thrift store treasures this year. The beautiful wreath that just is so gorgeous, huge, and so colorful. I think this light is a good light. I maybe should have been using something like this before, because I have not been pleased with the lighting that's been coming through the windows. It's been too bright, and people have said it's, I should do something with the camera. Maybe it is my camera. I might have to adjust it, but I have to get back up to Apple to have them tell me what to do. So I might start using, when I give this lamp to Ryan, I might have to start using my my ring light instead, because I think it gives a better brightness. Now I'll see how it translates to YouTube, but right now, when I'm looking at it, as I see it on my iPad here too, it looks good, a very good quality. So I think I'll stick with some kind of a light like this. So thanks so much once again, my friends, for helping me out of my funny little feelings of living alone here. I know they're fleeting and they're going, but you're as much help to me as you say I am to you, and I thank you so much for that. So bye for now, my friends. I'll see you in a couple of days. I love you so much, and thank you for watching and binging and being my friend. I love you all, and God bless us all.